Imagine standing under the Sistine Chapel, looking up, thinking of Michelangelo, who painted lying on his back on scaffolding in agony for years, often using both hands at once. Now imagine you found out it had been made by AI in 5 seconds. Would it still mean the same thing? Is art, as we know it, destined to die? Welcome to this channel. If you're new, I'm Fiona De Pinto and this is Drawings in a Drawer. On here we talk about watercolour mostly, but also quite a bit more. So if you'd like to get notified every time I upload my weekly video, remember to click on the notification bell below this screen. Now, back to today's topic. And I will be filling in this watercolour sketchbook spread as I talk about this. Humans have felt the urge to express themselves artistically, with the first cave paintings dating back at least 45,000 years. Humans, every human, has a fundamental need to leave their mark, to tell their story. I have stood staring up at the Sistine Chapel many times, as I used to be a tour guide at the Vatican in my 20s. I remember they said Raphael fainted when he first saw Michelangelo's completed glorious creation, and tourists from all over the world flock into the vast space every day of the year, heads thrown back, mouths slightly open in awe. They are mesmerised. It took Michelangelo 4 years to paint the ceiling and another 6 to paint the Last Judgment. Most of this was done lying on his back on scaffolding. The world can be a scary place. But how scary would it be if all this stopped having any meaning? If the Sistine Chapel could be created by artificial intelligence, which has no consciousness, in minutes? Where would the beauty in that be? Would people still come from all corners of the world to see something that has no soul? I believe that we as humans will tend to use AI as much as possible, as it is very useful in many fields, but how useful can it be in the arts when art is the expression of human desires, dreams, fears and hopes, all things that AI doesn't have? This is kind of an open conversation with you guys watching. I would like you to let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. There are some geniuses out there that seem to be able to predict the future. I'm not among them. I am just an artist among many others, and I can hardly wrap my head around what's going on. And I'm very often terrified of saying something which is not a proven fact, so I will refrain from doing that. But I'm sometimes left wondering, what happens if or when this gets taken from us too? Will art and galleries eventually end up exclusively being art from long, long ago? Will there be no new artists? There is one thing though that I'm quite positive about. I think that people will never stop making art for themselves, as a form of storytelling, as contemplation of the beauty of the world and the depth of their own feelings, to leave their mark for future generations, even if that's only the future generations of their own family and not a broader audience. Maybe art will find a new space, a new home, but we cannot be victims, and I wish I could shout out to the world, to those willing to listen, that the use of AI should be limited and controlled, or something that we ourselves have created might end up squashing us. I believe the future of art is also within the reality of communities, of people getting together and sharing a passion, in the strength of the human bond, united by expression of every kind of emotion. There is something in the sense of community in being welcomed without judgment that is close to nothing else, in my opinion. If you want to join my international art community with many live and recorded sessions every month, the information will be in the description box below this video. And also, since we're on the topic, if you believe in human-made art, I have a sale of my original paintings open until July the 8th, 2025. And again, all the information will be in the description box. Art is not about perfection. Art is about the story of the human behind it, the accidental splash that can never be repeated, the bloom that takes shape on your paper, and this is especially true for watercolour. Every piece is unique because it's a process of the soul. It is the very opposite of artificial. Something else I've noticed is art channels on YouTube are really not getting pushed out anymore. I never intended nor wanted to become a massive channel, nor did I think I could make money on YouTube. I know too well. But where my small channel is suddenly struggling to make 1,000 views per video, some channels that have 500,000 subscribers or more are also now only getting 2,000 or 3,000 views per video. So if you like this kind of content, go looking for it, support these channels, share them, because they are not being shown. They have so little reach now that what brought us together as communities over the past few years, with all the struggles that this world has been through, seems to be crumbling because an algorithm is deciding what we should be seeing. How long we're watching it for, if it's going fast enough to hold people's attention span, which is getting shorter and shorter. This is so damaging to our emotional health. It takes us out of the slow pace of life and puts us in a fast lane like rats in a wheel, and we cannot be at peace this way. It's just not possible. So reclaim what you feed your brain and soul with. That is all from me for today. I really hope to see you next week, next Sunday on here. Bye for now.